Hi, I'm Amma, and welcome to the very first Mōmento Mori YouTube video. If you've seen me talk about Mōmento Mori before, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, welcome in. This channel is all about just-in-case planning, not panic planning, not doom planning, not everybody sit in a circle and be sad planning. No. This is about practical, loving, real life preparation for the moments when life suddenly gets loud. Every Monday, I'll be sharing one clear step to help you get your people ready for life's oh shit moments with more love and less chaos. So go ahead and press subscribe below because what we're building is the kind of life admin muscle that nobody teaches us, but everybody eventually needs. And to help you start today, I created a free guide called the Oh Shit Starter Pack. You can download it below in the description. It'll help you to start answering the questions your people would need answered immediately if something happened to you and they had to step in. Now, before we get into today's topic, let me tell you why I built this. My dad died on Christmas Day 2021. We buried him on New Year's Day 2022. And even though my father had done all of the right things, my family still found ourselves trying to figure out very practical details in real time. Like, he had rental properties. We didn't know who his tenants were. What are the rental property addresses? Which bank accounts pay which mortgages? How do we get into his phone, his laptop? Who needs to be called? What information matters right now? And what stories do we need to preserve before we lose access to them? We weren't just grieving, we were also trying to become investigators, coordinators, decision makers, memory keepers, and logistics managers all at the same time. Then, 3 weeks later, as fate would have it, my brother-in-law was killed in a random act of road rage on his way to work. So when I say that life can get loud fast, I mean that. And what I learned from all of that is this: the hardest part is not always the grief. Sometimes the hardest part are the logistics that arrive immediately after. The phone that nobody can unlock, the account nobody knows exists, the bill that nobody knows how to stop, the document no one can find, the family member who gets called too soon and panics, the person who should have been called first but nobody even knew. This is why Mōmento Mori exists. Not because I want people to obsess over worst case scenarios. I absolutely do not. I want you living your life. I want you living your best life. I want you taking the trip, falling in love, starting the business, dancing drunk at brunch, and minding your own business and drinking water, staying moisturized. And I also want the people who love you and know you to know what to do if they ever had to step in. Today, we're starting with something very simple. Your emergency contact is not a plan. Most of us have an emergency contact listed somewhere, at the doctor's office, or on a school form, at work, in our personal phone settings, or somewhere we typed in a name years ago and then never thought about it again. But here's the thing: your emergency contact is just a name. And if something actually happened, that person may be scared, overwhelmed, or trying to help while guessing what to do next. So let's talk about what your emergency contact actually needs to know. First, they need to know who to call first. Not everyone needs to be the first call. Some people are calm in a crisis. Some people spiral. And some people make things worse because they love you so much, but they can't regulate themselves. That doesn't make them bad people. It just means they may not be the first call. Your emergency contact should know who can help stabilize the situation, not just who loves you the loudest. Second, they need to know who to wait to call. I know that sounds harsh, but it's not. It's thoughtful. Some loved ones need a clear update instead of a panic call. If your mom, partner, sibling, best friend, or child needs information presented to them in a calm way, write that down. A good plan does not just ask who loves me, it asks who needs what kind of information. Third, your emergency contact needs to know what they may need to access. Can they get into your phone? Do they know where your spare key is? Could they find your ID, charger, medication, wallet, insurance card, or important documents if you couldn't tell them? And listen, I'm not saying to text your code to the group chat like a menace. We're not doing chaos in the name of preparation, but someone needs to know where the instructions live. Because in most emergencies, the problem isn't love, the problem is access. Fourth, they need to know who depends on you: kids, pets, elders, clients, roommates, plants with emotional attachment issues. Whoever or whatever needs care, if you cannot get home, should not be left as a surprise. If your dog needs medication, someone should know that. If your child needs to be picked up from school, someone should know who is authorized. If you're caring for a parent or other dependent, someone should know what happens if you are suddenly unavailable. And fifth, your emergency contact needs to know what to do in the first few hours. They do not need your entire life story in that moment. They need to know the first few right steps: who to call, what to grab, where to go, who needs care, and what not to forget. This is the difference between a name on a form and an actual plan. So here's your question for the week. If your emergency contact got the call today, what would they need to know to do next? Because love matters deeply, but clarity matters too. Here is your small action for this week. Text your emergency contact and ask, if I had an emergency and needed you to step in, what would you want or need to know? That one question can show you exactly where to begin. And if you want help starting, download the Oh Shit Starter Pack from the link below in the description. It's free and it will walk you through the first questions to answer so your people are not left guessing. And remember, subscribe for new Mōmento Mori videos every Monday. And send this video to the person who is currently listed as your emergency contact. Because if they're the name on the form, they deserve more than just vibes. They deserve the plan.